Alright, everyone, this video is a post about Mignon, aka Danny from Sistas. And ironically enough, I need to put this disclaimer here. I am not attacking the actress. Not at all. The person who plays the character has every right to defend their character. That's a fact. I'm not here to say that somebody is unable to do that. But what I'm doing here is reading a post that Mignon posted, what was it, like at about 10:15 last night, basically right after the episode was over. And I want to read the post, and I want to talk about why I disagree with everything in it. But that's just me. So again, this isn't a slight at Mignon. She's doing a wonderful job as Danny. I just wish Tyler would tweak the character a bit, because it isn't just Danny. I feel like every woman in this show is hypocritical. So, and look, if you're like, well, you're a guy, you're going to disagree. No, I'm a heterosexual straight male who watches a female-driven show because it's that good. It really is. There's a lot to take away from the men and women on the show. And me doing this video isn't a slight at, the women in this show are awful and the men are, perfect. No. Some of the men, if not all the men, are trash in their own way. But just like how Danny seemed to make it, appear that Preston needs to know everything about the black struggle without being black, don't think that I'm trying to signal out Danny, and I'm not a woman. You know what I mean? Where it's like, well, how would you be able to relate? Just hear me out. Okay, so I think this post actually reminds me of Danny. I'll talk about it in a second. Okay, let's get to it. And I quote, and I'll have the post on screen here. Preston, a 34-year-old man, can tell you everything about a cow and run a farm. I'm guessing can tell you everything about a cow and how to run a farm. But when it comes to growing and learning in a relationship, it's Danny's responsibility to teach him. He can use the same initiative to run his farm to learn for himself. Asking someone to teach you is not initiative. Doing the work to learn yourself is taking ownership of your growth. That's what Danny wants to see. Also, she has tried talking to him many times. He always runs away, comes back when he feels like it, and shifts responsibility to her for his growth. Anyone that has beat an addiction or overcome personal obstacles knows that is the truth. Let go of the fantasy and embrace the reality. He has to do the work on his own. Now he can talk to Danny about what he's learning, but so far he has not done that. This post is a bunch of cow manure. I'm sorry, but this post and the timing of it reminds me of Danny in the show. Hear me out. What does this post have to do with Danny showing her ass in that restaurant? This is just like the show, like when Preston comes over to the house or the apartment, catches Danny with another man, and she goes into a tangent about everything Preston does wrong. It's deflecting. No. What's his name? He'll say it better for me.
That's a deflection. That's a deflection.
No, it's not.
Stop deflecting. That's a deflection.
No, it's not. It's not.
It's just straight up deflecting, because I don't see how this post is even relevant to what happened in the episode last night. I'd rather see Mignon like, okay, Mignon, can you defend why Danny did what she did by going up to this man on his date? That's what I want to see. I feel like what we need to do, let's go through this post sentence by sentence to break it down, okay? Or I'm going to deconstruct this thing. Preston, a 34-year-old man, can tell you everything about a cow and how to run a farm. But when it comes to growing and learning in a relationship, it's Danny's responsibility to teach him. Well, here's the thing about it, though. You're making it seem like all women are let's just be more specific. All black women are exactly the same. So basically, you just assume Preston should know you. He's never dated a black woman before you. He's never dated a black woman before you. So I don't see why you would have anything against a man who's willing to put in the work to learn who you are, what makes you tick, how to be the best man I can be for you. Okay. He can use the same initiative to run his farm to learn for himself. I don't understand that. He can use the same initiative to run his farm to learn for himself. But you suck at communication. Asking someone to teach you is not initiative. Doing the work to learn yourself is taking ownership of your growth. But Preston is self-aware enough to bring to your attention that he doesn't know enough about you to be the better man or the best man he can be to be the best boyfriend for you in a relationship. He loves you. Asking someone to teach you, I feel, is called humility. It's called being vulnerable. It's called opening up and showing that, hey, I'm ignorant to the ways of the black woman. Teach me. Like I said, I said this a while, in the post, in the video I did breaking down their scene several episodes ago where I could not stand Danny. I'm like, I'm a black man. What if I dated a white woman and I was the first black man she ever dated? What if she grew up in a neighborhood that didn't have a lot of black people in it? What if she went to schools that were, predominant? The majority was white. There were barely any minorities in that class. So how is it fair for me to just say that, let's say by date number 2, you know what? You should know everything there is to know about the black struggle. You should know everything as, that will be offensive to me as a black man. How can you be the right woman for me? And it's like, if she says, Jeremy, can you teach me, about what it's like to be a black person in terms of what can I do to make sure I don't do anything unknowingly offensive or, say or do something the wrong way? I'll be taken aback by that as opposed to just scoff at it. You should know already. I feel like Danny is the equivalent of, let's say, an 11th grade teacher who goes to a 3rd grade class. You hand out a test that's damn near college level, and you should say, you know what? You should already know this stuff, but ma'am, you didn't teach us anything. You didn't even show us. You should already know. Okay. That's what Danny wants to see. Also, she has tried talking to him many times. He always runs away, comes back when he feels like it, and shifts responsibility for his growth. Actually, the last time you quote unquote talked, you kicked him out because you were getting ready for a quote unquote date. Anyone that has beaten addiction or overcome personal obstacles knows this is the truth. What the hell does this have to do with Preston and Danny, though? I don't let go of the fantasy and embrace the reality. He has to do the work on his own. Now he can talk to Danny about what he's learning, but so far why the fuck would Preston want to go back and talk to Danny after the way Danny's been treating him? Are we watching? I think Tyler even said this during the after show. Are we watching the same show? This makes no sense. Danny is Karen 2.0. She's literally doing what Karen's doing to Zach. Zach had enough of the foolishness. Decided to find someone else. He didn't even decide to find someone else. Zatima just ran him over in the parking lot, and, well, if that isn't a fairy tale beginning, I don't know what is. And then they just started to get to know each other, and boom, a good woman, and now he's a better man for it. Preston has decided to move. Now, some people have been saying, and this is an interesting theory, maybe Preston is dating more black women to learn more about black women. That way he can, come back after studying abroad. I'm sorry, that was messed up. Studying abroad or broads, and then taking that information and going back to Danny showing, hey, I did the work. That would be a terrible writing. That would be a terrible storyline or a way to write it where, hey, you know what, Danny? I dated 15 black women to learn everything I needed to know about the black struggle, so I feel like I'm the right man for you. And Danny's like, good job, Preston, gold star. Fuck off. No, that's stupid. Nowhere in this post did Danny take responsibility for, you know what, Danny did, or excuse me, yeah, nowhere in this post did Mignon point out Danny in terms of, well, yeah, Preston did catch her twice with 2 other men, or the fact that, you know, maybe I did blow him off one too many times, and maybe Preston was doing what Danny was telling to do, like give her space and whatnot. The lack of accountability, it's like you talk about responsibility and what Preston needs to do, but the women of this show seem to have a lack of accountability for what they do wrong in relationships. And that's really it. Like, I was going to do a whole video talking about, you know, what Danny did in that restaurant, but she just made a spectacle of herself. And why would you think Preston would want to come back? Now he can talk to Danny about what he's learning. So basically, you're like, all right, Preston, after every date you have with a black woman, give me a call and tell me what you've learned. I'll let you know when you've passed the course and we can be together because you put in the work. It would be funny if he dated like 20 black women and it feels like he learned, it's like he got his degree. He graduated from Shaniqua University. He goes back to Danny with his findings, with his studies. And it turns out none of that applies to Danny because guess what? Danny is a black woman, but she's her own individual person. Meaning that Danny, just because Preston learns everything there is to know about black women from other black women, how is that supposed to make Danny a better communicator? How is that supposed to make Danny a more faithful partner as opposed to just sleeping with somebody who knocks on her door? Put in your own work, Danny. It's like you spent all this time talking about what Preston has done wrong, what he needs to do. Not once has it been addressed what Danny needs to do. That's all I got to say. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Like I said before, this is not a slight at Mignon. Hey, defend your character. The double down. Actually, at this point, this is like the quadruple down. You had the TV line article interview. You had the Sistas after show. Then you had this post, and I'm pretty sure you defended her online already in various other tweets, but I need to see some accountability on your part. I really do. I really need to see Danny in terms of some accountability. Now, like I said, if I had my own like house and whatnot, and I had my room set up for interviews, I would love to have an interview with Mignon about Danny or any of the sisters at some point. You know, time will tell. I'm filling out some mortgage applications, so please pray for a brother. Maybe I'll get some good news here soon. But let me know your thoughts. Like I said, this isn't, you know, me attacking the actress defending their character. I'm talking about the post and the character. What, do you agree with me? Do you feel like I'm too harsh? Or do you think that, Jeremy, you make an absolutely good point about Danny? It isn't about being right or wrong, but it's about, you know, saying, hey, don't throw stones in a glass house. I think that's the expression. Go ahead and thumbs up the video to show you like it. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. Hit subscribe and hit that bell icon and select all. That way you don't miss out whenever I post content on the channel.